So let's start this with actually explaining these clips so people can understand the subtle details in them. First, let's agree on one simple rule. If you want to execute your target, you will click on them. If you want to penetrate through, you will extend the line far beyond them on an empty spot and then you click. Let's keep this piece of information in mind. Now in the first clip, you will see me clearly clicking on the Shinji because they are the target I want to execute. Then I will penetrate through all the standing heroes to safety, slashing my way through as I extend the line all the way and click on that empty spot. This resulted in my unit gaining the CC immunity and slashing their way to safety. On the second clip, you will see that I went versus Alexander Cavalry with the same tactic. First, I wanted to penetrate, then I decided to rotate on them for an execution. And all the other clips will go with the same rhythm. Click on the unit that you want to execute and click far to penetrate. This is the most important advice while controlling this unit. Now, let's begin the actual video, shall we? Welcome again to another episode from Elite Legions. And let me start this one with a simple question. Why do not we see people spamming Order of the Dragon like they did with the chariots? And in order to answer this question, let's tackle the issue one by one. Starting with the issue number 1, the unit is really hard to use, costful, and very tactical. The unit is not versatile at all. So let's solve the first problem we have, which is the control. This is how you should be controlling this unit. When you press 1, the unit will follow the arrow. And be very careful here. When you press left click, distance matters a lot. Meaning, if you click right beside your unit, they will start slashing what's around them. But if you click far from your unit, the unit will charge to the designated location and slash whatever stands in their way. You need to mix and match between both to fit in the situation you have. After successfully destroying your enemy's backline or special unit, you will face another obstacle. Guess what? You need to get out of there, alive if possible. You will notice something really intriguing here. The moment you left click, you lose control over the unit. The unit is not following the arrow anymore. To regain control, you need to left click again to make the unit snap out of it and start following your arrow again. One very important note here. Do not miss click or you will ruin the skill. Meaning if you left click, give them time for at least 3 slashes, then click again. Otherwise, you just ruin the skill. The skill has 8 seconds of CC immunity. And believe me, you do not want to waste that. After they start following you, you can heal. Just avoid healing while there is a unit around them. And avoid healing mid-battle. Why? Because if you press the healing button, you will cancel the CC immunity you have from the left click. And so the unit will start to dwindle really fast. And remember, while doing your left click or the 3 slashes, they are absolutely and totally immune to all crowd control effects, which makes this unit so unique from the Hashashins, for example, since both of them are meant for the same purpose. Yet here, with Order of the Dragon, a problem shall arise to make your day worse, which is the low duration of the skill number 1. Do you see all the instruction I've just given you? You need to apply all of them within 40 seconds. 40 seconds, that's all you've got. If you're not back safe and sound within those 40 seconds, you've just screwed your unit. In other words, you need to 1. Pinpoint your target before going in, 2. Pick a good timing to do so and engage, 3. After engaging and your job is done there, you need to retreat immediately to a safe place before the 40 seconds run out. Oh, and just in case you're a new player or just wondering, yes, while moving this unit, your hero will stand still for the 40-second duration. Very vulnerable to assassination attempts, so keep that in mind. So, yeah, the overall idea of the unit is great in my opinion. However, the 40 seconds makes it really hard to play with the unit properly most of the time. So if anyone from the devs is watching, I highly recommend removing the 40 seconds duration for good, or at least increase it to 1 minute, also lowering the left click cooldown to maybe 9 or 8 seconds instead of the 12. That would be really much appreciated, and I don't think it will break the game or make it an OP unit, since this unit in normal hands is barely able to make one engagement during the skill duration, and then they need to retreat or barely make 2 engagements in a very quick succession in the hands of a pro player. And even then, there is a higher risk of losing the unit for good just because the duration is not enough to pull them back. So now, assuming the first problem is solved, which is controlling the unit, let's move to the second point. This unit is very tactical, meaning it does not fit into any situation or scenario or map. Meaning, if the enemy team does not use any ranged or special, this unit is almost useless. This unit is not so tanky, nor it deals abusive damage, and the highest crit damage I have seen while playing the tanky version of this unit was around 6k crit on Chinjis, for example. Barely enough to take them down. For the build, the Veterancy and the Doctrines, I would surprisingly suggest a tanky build for them, since your target, as I mentioned earlier, is mostly comprised of specials and ranged units. And let's be honest, you need to at least take down 2 or 3 units before losing your unit for it to become worthy taking to the battlefield. In other words, you want to survive and re-engage as much as possible every time you go in. So without any further ado, the tanky build goes as follows. Just remember, both Veterancy lines work fine, but I personally prefer survivability over swift takedowns, knowing that the unit really shines and fully utilize its passives this way. Also, keeping in mind that the main target of the unit is ranged units, which tend to have low HP anyways. So, in my opinion, the extra damage goes in vain. Also remember that you want to keep this unit always above 40% health to gain 30% damage reduction. So what I'm saying here, a soldier with HP bar in red is dead. But for the first time, I would say Conqueror's Blade have finally given us a balanced unit. So balanced that no one wants to play. I mean, this unit, if not buffed, will surely sink to the bottom of the tier list pretty quickly. But despite all of this, I would still rank the unit as an A tier unit, and here's why. Compared to the Hashashins, which can literally liquidate easily in crowds using their smoke bombs, and reach their targets in any place on the map as long as you can see them. But here's the catch with the Hashashins. They take around 8 to 10 seconds to completely wipe out a squad of longbows, for example. While on the other hand, Order of the Dragon Knights can do the same in only 3 seconds, and poof, the squad is gone. while also being CC immune to all crowd control effects during their skill. In other words, heroes cannot protect their units with their CC abilities. So I would say the Order of the Dragon has 100% success rate in wiping out their target completely if they can reach it, compared to the Hashashins, who will mostly have to retreat while the enemy squad is around 50% or so, or you shall risk losing some of your Hashashins. Since less walls means better success rate for the Order of the Dragon, currently as of November. Just keep in mind, all of this is before 21st of November. Why am I mentioning this date specifically? Because on 21st of November, Hashashins might get buffed. Not just Hashashins, by the way, like some other 4 golden units. So, I would say for now, Order of the Dragon Knights excel in doing their role as anti-ranged anti-specials, as long as the enemy team does not have pikes to cover them, of course. So, for a normal siege, an underlying normal siege, where you will find so many unprotected range or specials easily, Order of the Dragon is a very viable unit, but I do not recommend them for high elo rank matchups, for obvious reasons. Oh, and before I go, one tiny piece of advice here. Be careful while using Order of the Dragon Knights, because if you try to use the skill number 1 to pass through a high wall gate, okay, you might get stuck inside the gate if you're not standing on the wall, since the camera is not that high enough. Also, a friendly reminder that the kit of the unit is so expensive. It's around 14k. For those of you who do not know, the kit of the unit is halved in price during the season of the unit. So, do you see those 7k? After the season ends, they will become 14k plus the horse price. In my opinion, this will really hurt your economy as a new player. If you try to spam this unit every game after the season ends, just like the chariots, both will ruin your economy. And that was it. See you soon in the battlefield, Warlord.